Don Toliver, Doja Cat, Lose My Mind. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews, Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a great episode for you today. We got the one and only. I've been talking about Don Toliver a lot recently because he's been dropping some bangers. You know, we had that Don Toliver and J-Hope song that I reviewed, and there might have been another one. Honestly, I don't even know, guys. But today we got Don Toliver featuring Doja Cat, Lose My Mind. This is apparently on the new F1 album. Movie, guys. I'm guessing it's like an album or a game. I don't fucking know. I think it's like a movie. So it's like a movie. It's a soundtrack type song, so I don't know if you're going to be expecting anything crazy here. And let's just get into it, guys. Starting off with this beat. I'll say this. I think the beat's pretty much okay. It's kind of just that basic electronic pop beat. There's just nothing that's really grabbing me with the production. You know, the only thing that really grabs me with the production is when, Don Toliver, he's, singing his ass off, or Doja Cat singing her ass off in the background. That's the only thing that's really adding to this electronic beat. But I'll just be real. It's a really simple electronic beat. It's pretty generic. Very, very, very generic. I mean, it don't get much more generic than this. I mean, holy shit. Which I was a little disappointed by. This is such a, this could be such a big song, just having these two going crazy. It's like, goddamn, just having the most generic-ass electronic beat, it's just kind of whatever. But, hey, it's simple, it's generic, but it gets the job done. And sometimes with music, that's all you need. That's all you need, that little push to get that number one hit. So, honestly, it just gets the job done. It's nothing I'm going insane at. It's nothing I'm like, losing my mind over. If I was losing my mind over this beat, guys, I mean, yeah, holy shit. But yeah, this beat's just kind of basic, generic, nothing to really talk about here. But let's move on now and talk about Don Toliver. Don Toliver's verse was overall pretty much okay. I think the singing overall was alright. The only thing about Don Toliver is that sometimes I think the auto-tune just goes a little too crazy, in my opinion, goes a little bit too ham. It's just I listen to this song and I wish that, maybe we could tone down the, all the crazy effects. But Don Toliver is, sort of that like Travis Scott type thing. You need the auto-tune effects. You need that for the Don Toliver sound. So I understand that. I just wish that, I don't know, I wish we got some flow switches. I think that's what's missing. Some flow switches. I mean, not much vocal switch ups, just kind of keeping the same vocal style, which is interesting to me because Don Toliver is adding so much background effects, vocal effects in the background, really doing their thing. And then Don Toliver is just kind of singing really basic, kind of just singing with the same flow. So that's a little disappointing, but let's talk about the hook. The hook is next up, and I'll be real, this hook is okay. I like this. I like the singing on the hook because it's a little bit better, a little bit more condensed. There's not, Don Toliver trying to, really sing a verse here. He's just got to kind of sing one line, and that's kind of it. So it overall sounds pretty good. Nothing I'm going crazy at, but I think it gets the job done, to be real. And I think this hook is overall just okay. I'll be real with y'all. I'm a little disappointed in Don Toliver's performance here. He just doesn't really go crazy on this beat. The flows are not there. The vocals are not there. The flows are, not even existent on here. It's just kind of basic singing, to be real with you. But thankfully, after this hook, Doja Cat comes on here. And hey, I really hope Doja Cat comes back to some music. It's probably going to be around the summertime, to be real with you. That's probably when she'll be back making music again. And, we'll be the first ones to cover it, of course, guys. But I will say this. Doja Cat definitely had my favorite verse on here. The flow switches on here were so good. The rapping on here sounded really good. I was surprised that she was, doing all these different flow switches on, honestly, a pretty basic beat. And that's just kind of what, sometimes you can, the artist can take a basic beat, but actually, do something with it. Actually give it some good flow switches. Actually give it a really good vibe. So, overall, I really do enjoy what Doja Cat does on here. I like the flows. I like how she's sounding on here. That confidence, it always comes through. Overall, guys, I'm going to say this. Doja Cat had my favorite verse on here. Adds to the Lose My Mind hook, too. which we will talk about. We might as well talk about. This is going to be a shorter review. There's just not much to talk about that much, you know. It's a soundtrack song, guys. You know, there's nothing crazy to break down here. But I'm going to say this. I really like the final hook. The final hook, Don Toliver is really singing his ass off. He starts really singing good. Then Doja Cat's adding some vocals too, and they kind of mix their vocals in. Just overall provides a really nice hook to finish off this song, to really get this vibe going off the end. So, you know, overall, guys, when we talk about this song, when we talk about Don Toliver, Doja Cat, Lose My Mind, this beat is really generic, but it gets the job done. Don Toliver's verse was just kind of eh. And then the hook also is just kind of whatever. I'll be real with you. But I like what Doja Cat did. I like what she came on here with a good verse. And then I like how, you know, they came at the end. I like when artists, you know, when they're, you know, doing these collabs, these features, you know, when they, you know, add elements. They help the artist out and add more elements to the song. Like adding more vocals to the final hook, which is really fire. So, yeah, I overall enjoyed. I didn't really enjoy that song that much, but hey, Doja Cat did her thing on here. I'm going to give this song a 5 out of 10, guys. 5 out of 10, what do you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know, let me know. Guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, guys. We are back dropping content every single day. Also, go check out my College Football 25 episode. We're going to be dropping a new one soon. I'll be working on a top 5, a little early April top 5 for y'all, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you turn on notifications wherever you're listening to. That will be dropping very soon. I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.